I, 로봇, 아이작 아시모브. Woman sat in the chair, motionless, silent, a weight throat, crashed downward, then pounded aside at the last moment under the synchronized sound of a sudden pulse beam. Only once. And from a small camp chair in the observing booth in the balcony, Dr. Susan Kelvin rose with a short gasp of pure horror. 63 robots sat quietly in their chairs, staring wheelishly at the endangered man before them. Not one moved. Dr. Kelvin was angry almost past endurance. Angry, the worse for not daring to show it to the robot that, one by one, were entering the room and then leaving. She checked the list. Number 28 was due in now. 35 still lay ahead of her. Number 28 entered differently. She forced herself into reasonable calm. And who are you? The robot replied in a low, uncertain voice. I have received no number of my own yet, ma'am. I'm an NS2 robot, and I'm number 28 in line outside. I have a slip of paper here that I'm to give to you. You haven't been in here before this today? No, ma'am. Sit down, right there. I want to ask you some question. Number 28. Were you in the radiation room of building 2 about 4 hours ago? The robot had trouble answering. Then it came out hoarsely, like a machinery needing oiling. Yes, ma'am. There was a man who almost came to harm there. Wasn't there? Yes, ma'am. You did nothing, did you? No, ma'am. The man might have been hurt because of your inaction. Do you know that? Yes, ma'am. I couldn't help it, ma'am. It's hard to picture a large expressionless metallic figure cringing, body managed. I want you to tell me exactly why you did nothing to save him. I won't explain, ma'am. I certainly don't want to have anyone think that I could do a thing that might cause harm to a master. Oh no, that would be a horrible, inconceivable. Please don't get excited, boy. I'm not blaming you for anything. I only want to know what you were thinking at the time, ma'am, before it all happened to you told us that one of the master would be in danger of harm from that weight that keep falling and that it would have to cross electric cable if you were trying to save him. Well, ma'am, that wouldn't stop me. What is my destruction compared to the safety of a master? But it occurred to me that I died on my way to him. I wouldn't be able to save him anyway. The weight would crush him, and then I would be dead for no purpose. And perhaps someday some other master might come to harm who wouldn't have, if I had only stayed alive. Do you understand me, ma'am? You mean that it was surely barely a choice of the man dying, of the both the man and yourself dying. Is that right? Yes, ma'am. It was impossible to save the master. He might be considered dead. In that case, it's inconceivable that I destroy myself for nothing, without orders. The robot psychologist twiddles a pencil. She had heard the same story with insignificant verbal variation 27 times before. This was the crucial question now. Boy, she said, your thinking has a point, but it's not the sort of thing I saw you might think. Did you think of this yourself? The robot hesitated. No. Who thought of it then? We were talking last night, and one of us got that idea, and it sounded reasonable. Which one? The robot thought deeply. I don't know, just one of us. She sighed. That's all. Number 29 was next. 34 after that. Major General Connor, too, was angry. For 1 week, all of hyperbase had stopped dead, barring some paperwork on the subsidiary asteroid of the group. For nearly 1 week, the two top experts in the field had aggravated the situation with usually test, and now they were the woman, at any rate, made impossible propositions. Fortunately for the general situation, Connor felt it impolite to display his anger openly. Susan Kelvin was insisting, "Why not, sir? It's obvious that the present situation is unfortunate. The only way we may reach results in the fortune or far future is left to us in this matter is to separate the robots who can't keep them together any longer." "My dear Dr. Kelvin," rumbled the general, his voice sinking into the lower baritone registered. "I don't see how I can quarrel 63 robots all over the place." Dr. Kelvin raised her arms helplessly. "I can do nothing then. That's the 10 will either imitate what the other robot would do, or let's argue them plausibly into not doing what he himself cannot do. And in any rate, this is bad business. You are in the actual combat with this little lost robot of ours, and he's winning out. Every victory of his aggravates his abnormality." He rose to her feet in determination. "General Kennel, if you do not separate the robot as I ask, then I can only demand that all 63 be destroyed immediately." "You damn it, do you?" Bogart looked up suddenly and with real anger. "What gives you the right to demand any such thing? Does the robot remain as they are? I'm responsible to the management, not you." "And I," added the Major General Kennel, "I am responsible to the world coordinator, and I must have this settled." "In that case," flashed back Kelvin, "there is nothing for me to do but resign. For necessary to force you to the necessary destruction, I'll make this whole matter public. It was not I that approved the manufacture of modified robot." "One word from you, Dr. Kelvin," said the general deliberately. "In violation of security measure, and you would do certainly imprisoned instantly." Belga felt the matter of the getting out of hand. His voice grew syrupy. "Well, now, we are beginning to act like children, all of us. We need only a little more time. Surely we can outreach a robot without resigning or imprisoning people or destroying 2 millions. The psychologist turned on him with quiet fury. "I don't want any unbalanced robot in existence. You have one less that's definitely unbalanced, 11 more than are potentially, so 62 normal robots that are being subject to an unbalanced environment. The only absolute safe method is complete destruction." The signal was brought all of 3 of the health, and the angry tumbler, groaning, unrestrained emotion froze. "Come in," growled Connor. It was Gerald Black, looking perturbed. He had heard the angry voice. He had, "I thought I'd come myself. Didn't like to ask anyone else." "Watch it. Done alright." The lock of compartment C in the trading thick had been played with. There were fresh scratches on them. "Compartment C?" explained Kelvin quickly. "That's the one that holds the robot, isn't it?" "Who did it?" "From the inside," said Black ironically. "The lock isn't out of order, isn't it?" "No, it's all right. I've been staying on the ship now for 4 days, and none of them have tried to get out. But I thought you ought to know, and I didn't like to spread the news. I noticed the matter myself. Is anyone there now? Demanded the general. I left Robbins and McAdam there. There are a suitable silence, and then Dr. Kelvin said ironically, "Well, Kenala loved his nose uncertainty. What is it all about? Isn't it obvious? Nestor 10 is planning to leave. The word to lose himself is dominating his of normality, past anything you can do. I wouldn't be surprised if part left of his first row would scarcely be powerful enough to override it. He is perfectly capable of seizing the thief and living with it. Then we'd have a mad robot on a spaceship. What would he do next? Any idea? Do you still want to leave them all together, General? Nonsense, interrupted the Burger. He had regained his smoothness, all that from a few stretch marks on a rock. Have you? Dr. Burger completed the analysis I've required. Since you volunteer options, yes. May I see? No? Why not? Why mayn't I ask that either? Because there's no point in it, Susan. I told you in advance that these modified robots are less stable than the normal variety. And my analysis shows there's a certain very small chance of breakdown under the extreme circumstances that are not likely to occur. Let it go at that. I won't give you ammunition for your absurd calm, and 62 perfectly good robots be destroyed just because of so far you lack the ability to detect Nestor 10 among them. Susan Kelvin stared him down and let disgust fill her eyes. You won't let anything stand in the way of the permanent directorship, will you? Please, begged the Colonel, half in irritation. Do you insist that nothing further can be done, Dr. Kelvin? I can't think of anything, sir, she replied wearily. If there were only other difference between Nestor 10 and the normal robot, difference that didn't involve the first law, even one either difference, something in impressment, environment, specification, and she stopped suddenly. What's it? I've thought of something. I think her eyes grew distant and hard. These modified Nestor, Peter, they get the same impression the normal ones get, don't they? Yeah, exactly the same. And what was it you were saying, Mr. Black? She turned to a youngster who, through the storm that had followed his news, he had maintained a discreet silence. Once, when complaining of the Nestor's attitude of superiority, you said the technician had taught them all they knew. Yes, in attic physics. They are not acquainted with the subject when they come here. That's right. The bogot in surprise. I told you, Susan, when I spoke to the other Nestor here, that the two new arrivals hadn't learned aesthetic physics yet. And why is that? Dr. Kelvin's speaking in mounting excitement. Why aren't asked to model impression with aesthetic physics to start with? I can tell you what, said Kennel. It's all of a piece with the secrecy. You saw that only made of a special model with knowledge of aesthetic physics. Used 12 of them and put the other to work in an unrelated field. There might be suspicion. When working with normal Nestors might wonder why they knew aesthetic physics, so there was merely an impressment with the capacity for training in the field. Only the ones that came here naturally receive such a training. It's that simple. I understand. Please get out of here. The lot of you. Let me have an hour or so.